Welcome back to Cooking with the Scotts. Today we're making brownies, fudgy chocolate chunk brownies to be exact. This is a super easy recipe, and yeah, should we get started? All right, so first off, we have to take our butter. We gotta put this in our mixer. We're using the stand mixer today. You can use a handheld mixer, whatever you have at home. You can do this by hand as well. I just prefer to use a mixer. So we're gonna cream together the butter and sugar. So we put this in here together, and there's no, get that all in there. There's no real time, it's just until it's combined well. So while we're doing that, I'll go and set the oven, preheat it to 350. All right, that's set. All right, does that look right? Scoop that up. I should say the butter should be softened. Ours probably could have been a little bit more softened, but yeah, that looks good. All right, you want to make sure that it's combined. If yours is a little bit more softened, it'll probably be a little more fluffy than ours is, but that is just fine the way it is. So we are going to mix some vanilla, if I can get it open. All right, 1 teaspoon. Here, I'll do this and then you can tip it in, okay? So you hold this. Hold it over the bowl. All right. 1, 2. Oh, a little too much, but that's all right. Dump that in. And then we'll do 2 eggs total, 1 at a time. I have mine, both of mine already in a little bowl, so we will carefully put in 1 of the eggs. We'll mix that until it's combined.
Where do I put that?
Just put it in that bowl. Yep, just put it in here. Good job. Does that look combined? No. I think that looks pretty good. All right, can you dump this other egg in for me?
Yep, this whole thing?
Yep, dump it all in there. Good job.
No.
Okay. So now we'll mix this till it's combined. That looks pretty good. All right, next goes in the baking soda and salt. Can you put that in there for me? Awesome. We'll just give this another mix. Okay, now comes what makes this so good is the chocolate. So we have some chocolate powder mixed with flour. What I like to do, especially if I'm using my stand mixer, is not put it all in at once because you'll get a big plume of flour. So we'll just put some in there, maybe about 1/3 of it. We'll turn this on low just to let it get mixing. Ooh, does it start to look, it looks like chocolate already.
It looks like chocolate ice cream.
What I always find so fascinating is you don't need a ton of chocolate powder to make it really chocolatey. All right, so we'll put a little bit more in.
It's dusting.
It is dusty. Ooh, what does it smell like?
Chocolate, but then it just rumbled my nose.
It just went into your nose?
Yeah, it
All right, do you want to help me do the rest?
Yep.
Okay, dump this in. Dump it, dump it, dump it, dump it, dump it, dump it. Good job.
You don't have a whole clump of sugar?
No? Okay, well, so we'll do our 3rd and final mix here. Woo.
Yeah.
Very chocolatey. All right, what I like to do right now is just scrape out the bottom to make sure that everything is getting mixed in, and that when we dump it out, we don't have a bunch of unmixed flour and cocoa powder. mixer. It's very loud and clunky. All right. I am going to take this out. How's that look? Oh! Just onesies this time? Alright. I am going to give this a mix with my wooden spoon. Just because
we gotta scrape that off.
Yeah. Yep.
Need all of the chocolate.
You need all of the chocolate?
Do you think it's really true that it looks like chocolate ice cream?
I think it looks like chocolate ice cream right now.
It's that it's a little bit dark.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Alright. So we'll give this...
Can I try?
Yeah, you can try it. It's really kind of hard.
Okay.
Now again, if your butter was more softened, this would be a little bit looser of a batter. But this will work totally fine. Okay. So, like I said, these are fudgy chocolate chunk brownies. So you can do a couple different things. You could leave it like this and not put any chunks in. You could, I have some dark chocolate chunks that we could use. If you have chocolate like this, you can make fudge or just have it. Or what was requested at my house was a mix of chocolate chip and peanut butter chips.
I'm not having peanut butter.
The recipe calls for 2 cups. Let me
not
find a
having
measuring
peanut
bowl. Are you gonna dump these in for me?
I don't like peanut butter.
It's so good in these. Okay, dump that
We
in.
also have some
You want some of the chunks too? Okay, put those
No,
in.
chocolate.
This?
Yeah.
This is chocolate too.
But I want the other.
Okay, so put that in. We've had a request for a chocolate. So, what we'll do really quick, an easy way to make chunks out of this is, it's not really too tough. I just kind of cut some up.
Can I put them in?
Yep. And as you cut, it'll put them in chunks anyway. So we'll get these a little smaller.
We'll just have to hold it on there and then still in.
Yep, I think that is a great idea. All right, do those chunks look good? There'll be some very gooey chocolatey chunks in there. Okay, can you pick this up and dump it in? Oh, uh-oh.
There's a hole.
There's a hole. Here, let's do this. We'll improvise, right? Because there's no mistakes in this. We just improvise.
But there's this piece in there.
Okay, take that out. We don't want a wrapper in there.
No,
Okay, can you dump that in?
Yeah.
Awesome. Looks pretty good to me.
That looks like.
So we are going to have 3 different kinds of chunks in ours. We will have chunks, we will have chocolate chips, and we will have peanut butter chips. My husband requested some walnuts or something in there, but I told him I do not like walnuts in my brownies. So there are no walnuts. We'll get that good and mixed. All right. Does that look mixed?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. So the next step is you can do this in an 8x8, 9x9, 13x9. I think that's what it is. Doesn't really matter. Cooking times will vary. I'll have those in the description. But you just want to make sure that you do a little cooking spray. You can do parchment if you want. I'm not going to. Just personal preference. So then we will get this in here. I'm just going to use my hands because we're going to eat this. The place that I do like to use parchment paper, and I'll show you, is when I'm smoothing this out. This dough is very sticky. And so if you try to do this with your hands will be covered and you won't have a flat surface. So, do you think that's enough out of there?
Yeah.
All right. We will Get that. And then I'll show you what to do with the parchment. All right, we have a very little piece of parchment, but we'll make it work, right?
Yeah.
So I like to just use it to help me kind of smush this down and get it to where it's somewhat level so it'll bake evenly.
Okay, so I think that's pretty good.
You think that looks good?
Yeah.
Do you want to try?
Yeah.
All right.
I think we should flatten it out over here.
Okay, you show me where.
Here.
Look at that. Smooth as can be. Okay. We will get this in the oven for about 25-30 minutes. We'll check it and see where we're at. Alright, so we are ready to pull these brownies out. The tough part with these are you can't really stick a toothpick in here to see if they're done because they're supposed to be fudgy. So if they're fudgy, that's a good thing. I cooked this in a glass pan, not a metal pan, so I adjusted the time of it. I would recommend doing a metal one. This is the first one that I grabbed. So we'll let these cool, sit here and cool, and then we'll come back and cut them and taste test them. Right, Lucas?
Yeah.
So we pulled our brownies out, and like I had said, because it was in a glass dish, it baked a lot faster than it would have in a metal dish. So to try to help cool it down faster, I put it onto a cooling rack. You do not need to do that. I just wanted to make sure that it didn't overcook. And ours got slightly overcooked, but there's no failing in baking, right?
Yep.
We're just gonna, what are we gonna put these with?
Ice cream.
Yeah, we're gonna use these with ice cream, but we can do a little cut so you can see what the inside looks like. And I have a feeling the inside, closer to the center, is probably a little bit gooier than the outside. So you can see they're very gooey and delicious.
I have a piece.
Yeah, here, we'll do it this way. How's it taste? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up from Lucas, must be good. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know how it goes when you bake them.